I represent the Nigerian Association, London and Area, also known as NALA. I am the president and my name is Sheyi Oshunade. This project is being funded by the Canadian Race Relations Foundation, CRRF, with funding from the government of Canada. We are currently talking about cultural diversity and anti-racism. We're looking at how the Nigerian community is coping with the various cultures that we're mixing with, and how we're handling discrimination and prejudice in terms of employment, transportation, housing, and so on.
On the issue of racism, I relocated to Canada last year, August. So I would say I've been here for like about a year. And thankfully, I've not had any experience of racism. But then sadly, I still live with the fear that one day, I may experience that, in as much as it's not something I'm looking forward to. But then, unfortunately, that's a sad reality. People like us living in a country like this, no matter how diverse, the community is, you still live with the reality that, you may step out one day and then you're faced with the ugly situation of racism. I mean, I have 2 kids, 2 boys, and every day before they go to school, I always say a prayer like, I hope this is not the day that the system happens to them. As Black boys living here, it's not something you can wish away, but then it's something that we are hoping that they don't get to experience the ugly side of living as a Black person in another country that is not yours.
Ask me about racism. Again, I would say it's a general global phenomenon or problem. It's something that is there, whether in your face or maybe behind you, or systematic kind of, but it's there. It's something that the awareness needs to be out there. Like every opportunity that we have to preach the message. And that is one of the reasons why we came up with this program, with this campaign of anti-racism.
Racism hasn't been very pronounced from the much of my experience. I've had to mix both at work and at play. I've mixed with a lot of different folks from different skin types and races. It's not been very pronounced, maybe because we've got a multicultural environment in London, and that general acceptance that, that multicultural general acceptance that we have across the community is permeating with the way everyone relates with each other.
Have you been discriminated against before? Yes.
Yes.
So to elaborate, we actually had an experience last week. When we went to a store, Indigo, in London, and we noticed that we were being followed around by a staff there. And we just kept noticing that the staff, everywhere we went, he kept following us around. So then when we went to pay for what we bought, we asked to speak to the manager. And the person who was following us around was the manager. So we just talked to him being like, oh, you were following us around the entire time. And then he was like, oh no, I wasn't following you around. I didn't even notice that you came into the store. And then we were like, oh no, we made eye contact a lot of times. And he kept saying, oh, I promise you I didn't even notice you in the store. And I'm like, whatever you say, but you were following us around. And we didn't really appreciate that. And it made us very uncomfortable.
The next thing here is, how does racism impact your life? So racial profiling, in what way does it affect you? Police harassment, citizen harassment at school and work. This is really interesting. The police harasses you, but there are some citizens, ordinary people, that just harass you for no reason. Because sometimes they think they can get away with it. They're making the citizens arrest.
We are looking at, with this project, to see how we can connect and build up our people's Nigerian Canadians to build their capacity to handle cultural diversity, to handle racism, so that in doing all this, in integrating into the society, they will be able to do the right thing at the right time with the right resources, and they're able to identify resources that they will be able to work with. As we go on with this project, talk with people, you will see different life stories, lived experiences in terms of racism, in terms of cultural diversity, and you will see that the average Nigerian loves Canada and is ready to contribute and commit to the growth and development of Canada. We wish Canada all the best. Long live Canada. Thank you so much to Canada Race Relations Foundation for the funding with support from the government of Canada.